In this video, I'm going to share with you 2 interesting tips on how to keep your feet warm in the cold when you think about boots and boot options that you might be using. Tip number 1, and this goes without saying, regardless of what temperature is outside, is make sure your boots fit properly. What does fit properly mean? Well, that means in the aspect of cold, that the boot isn't so tight that it's crushing your feet. That way your toes are tingling, you can't wiggle your toes. That is a super miserable experience. When you're hiking along and you're going along and your foot is crushed by your boot, I guarantee your feet are going to get cold because there's no flex, there's no way for your feet to move around and get that blood circulating. That tight boot prevents the blood from flowing very well through your feet, and your toes are going to get cold. Now, there's a special condition on that. When you've got downhill skis or backcountry skis or something like this, they're actually supposed to snug your feet very well. The foam moves around. This is a different circumstance because you don't want a sloppy foot in here, so as you're skiing, you go and then you crash. You don't want to have that. That said, I still don't like ultra tight ski boots because I'm not a ski racer. I do backcountry adventuring and everything, and like my Scarpa Mistral RS. Love it. They still think they're a little uncomfortably tight for me, but that is one condition where a little bit snug is important. But for general hiking or using like your double mountaineering boots, make sure that your boot is not so tight that your foot is crushed, while at the same time not being so loose that you don't have control. You develop blisters and you get wrecked. Tip number 2 is choosing between waterproof boots and breathable boots. That is a tough call. These guys have the Primaloft, my Danners. I love these things, waterproof boots, super nice, but my feet get steamy in them. Same thing with my well-worn Keen Targi 3 or whatever they are now. They are waterproof. They say waterproof right there. See, glorious waterproof mark. But again, my feet get kind of steamy. And as a consequence, they actually get colder. As long as I'm moving, I'm fine. But as soon as I stop in any of these boots, my feet start getting cold. And that's because I probably got too hot. And that's just the nature of the business. Theoretically, your vapor from your feet is supposed to pass through the Gore-Tex liner or whatever in the boots. In all reality, not that great. If you have something that's super breathable, like my super studded shoes here, my running shoes, these are the, they don't even sell these anymore, but my Asics, they're not boots, but they're super breathable. So even though, yeah, they're really cold, I've run in -20 and -30 degrees in these things. And when I've gotten home and just done my cool down walk, my feet have actually been pretty warm because these shoes are completely breathable. Consider something like the Moab ventilators where they're completely breathable, 0 waterproofing. Ignore the waterproof version. I didn't like those. My feet actually stay warmer in those boots in mid-cool conditions because the moisture passes through the shoe so well compared to an insulated boot or a climbing boot or whatever you might have. So that's something you need to experiment with, is do you prefer a waterproof or not? Usually in the winter, everybody goes with waterproof because you don't want that direct moisture to get in, and you just simply deal with your feet sweating, and that's the way it is. I wrote the book on how to keep your feet warm in the cold. Check out links below in the description, as well as if you want to read what it's like to be 3 months in the cold by yourself. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. But that said, everything in my videos is all opinions based on my experience. If you have a different experience, please tell me. I always like sharing the ideas. Please also, in the comments below, put questions. I love to try and answer subscribers' questions on whatever else you might think up for adventuring, cold, climbing, or whatever. My name's Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. I love wearing my parka. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you can get more info like this.